Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Thai Football Updates, your source for Thai football news and updates in English. The 2017 edition of the men's football tournament at the SEA Games is up and running with all 11 teams picking up their first game of the tournament. Let's jump straight to the game between Thailand and Indonesia, two Southeast Asian heavyweights and regional rivals going head-to-head in Group B's opening match. The pressure is on Thailand to defend the gold medal, with Indonesia looking for a revenge against Thailand from the 2015 semi-finals loss, as well as the defeat in last year's AFF Suzuki Cup final. And I mentioned this in my last video previewing the group that there is no doubt that Indonesia and Vietnam are two of Thailand's biggest obstacles in the group. And the group opener proved exactly just that. We did start with a decent lineup, with most of the players coming out fresh from their games together in the AFC U23 qualifiers, but one thing I wasn't sure about this time was the way we had set up, which was apparently like a 4-2-3-1 formation. Thailand under the previous coach have always been a side that like to attack, with everyone involved from fullbacks to wingers, center backs playing the ball out to all the midfielders floating around. Anyhow, the game started off quite sloppy, and I think it's clear why. The pitch wasn't in the best shape, with players from both sides slipping and getting their feet stuck in the ground. The way the ball moved was also very difficult for the boys, with little bumps here and there making the ball skid over what is quite a rough surface. After a few moments, Thailand did eventually adapt and grow into the game somewhat. Most of our chances came from a simple exchange in passes, the way Thailand usually operate, and one of the positives we can really take out from this game is that we often ended our attack with a finish. As I mentioned earlier, our formation sort of leaves our number 9 and captain alone up top, which is never easy to link up with, as Indonesia were very cautious in their defending approach. Thailand eventually got quite an early goal in the 13th minute. They moved the ball quite nicely from front to back and side to side, and some may argue that it was a lucky goal since the Indonesian goalkeeper misjudged the flight of the ball and dropped it. But the truth is, we could have scored even before the ball was cleared in the first place. This early goal gave the boys the confidence they needed, as they all went into the game carrying a lot of pressure on their shoulders, and I really thought that we'd go on to score 1 or 2 more goals while keeping their attacks at bay and get a clean sheet, but this was not to be. Indonesia came out fighting in the second half. I imagine that the coach must have given them some Alex Ferguson or Jose Mourinho-esque team talk during the break, because the Indonesian boys came out so hungry to perform, and they put Thailand under a lot of pressure. They used the ball to their strength and they tried to break us apart with their great individual plays, and they really did. As much as we struggled to contain some of their wide players, we were troubled again and conceded a penalty. Indonesia capitalized on the mistake and scored their penalty, and the game was 1-1. The match wasn't exactly very fun to watch from my point of view at least, and I think that the 1-1 draw is probably a fair score. Thailand did have a lot of chances to finish, mostly in the first half, but we were quite wasteful in front of goal. And I can also say the same about the Indonesians, as they also had chances but failed to convert any from open play, and they had to rely on their penalty to rescue a point from the game. As a Thai fan, a 1-1 draw is not what we wanted from the game. But as I said earlier, our most important games will still be against Timor-Leste, Cambodia, and the Philippines. Please don't get me wrong, but any team competing in a league or a group stage of some sort must be realistic and calculate where they can get their points from. So with the way I see it, 1 point is okay for now, but we will really need to win the games that we are expected to win. And when we do, we need to score a lot of goals and make sure we don't concede. After all, it's not a terrible score, and we only conceded just 1 goal, so our goal difference is still 0. But we seriously need to pick up points where we should, to not put ourselves in a stressful situation towards the last matches. And what about you? Did you get to watch the game between Thailand and Indonesia? What do you think about the game? Will Thailand pick up more points and make it out of the group? Make sure you leave your comments in the comment section below, as I would love to discuss and chat with you guys. One thing that makes Southeast Asian football so awesome is the fans. We live in a region that's well connected by the passion of football, and this is a great way for us to discuss and talk about the topic that we all love. If you did enjoy this video and would like to see more content on Thai football, please let me know by hitting that like button. Thank you very much for joining us here today, and see you next time.